Okay, here we are on part 2. This is going to be dehydrating. This is our jerky that we put in the fridge overnight as a season and the cure work. So we're going to start putting it on our sheets. I've already gone back and set the dehydrator on the highest temperature setting so it can start to warm up. That way when we put the jerky in, it'll be a little bit less time it has to stay in there because it's already hot. You can see we put the jerky onto the trays. So when it folds over, you have to unfold it. You don't want any of the edges touching, and you want to leave space in there so air can circulate around the meat, so the edges and everything gets cooked. Kind of like a little jigsaw puzzle once you get going, especially if you do 3 or 4 steaks at a time. You fill up 6 trays, 8 trays to get everything to lay out. And keep your trays down to a minimum, because the more air circulation you have in your dehydrator, the faster your jerky is going to cook. This is probably a 2-pound London broil we got at Winn-Dixie. I think it was on sale for $2.99 a pound. Paid like $6.15 or something for it. So really, it will probably fit just fine on 2 trays. So I don't have to get too picky on how much room it's going to take up in here. That's probably pretty good for this one since we got such a small batch. We'll go to the next one. You want to make sure that they're unfolded, not folded across each other, and completely flat. And as you can see, what I was talking about when we seasoned it, there's a couple places in here in this one where it looks a little pink. That's okay. The flavor around it will compensate for it. But when it's in the bag, you would see if you had a lot of it where the seasoning didn't coat it, and you could sprinkle a little bit more on it if you needed to. So here's a couple in here that are a little bit pink. That's okay. I'm going to try to go fast because I don't want to run out of memory card again. We'll probably just fast forward through this in the actual video. But you see that it's kind of laying them out where they don't touch. Air can get around them. You're good to go. This is a good point too, is if you find some thin ones, like this one, this one, this one, these are thin. Kind of group them together, the thinner ones, because they're going to get done faster. And you'll see when we go to pull these guys out of the dehydrator when we test them for doneness. Try to keep those to the front when we put the sheets in. Kind of just makes it easier to keep track of them. I don't know if you hear Sam in the background, he's been outside running. Once you get it on there, you can kind of reposition them. Fit in a couple extra pieces. I'm not saying like a jigsaw puzzle. This is the last one. So there we go. So it's about £1 per tray you configure. With about a 1/4 inch slice, thick slice. Alright, we're ready for the dehydrator. Okay, we're at the dehydrator. It's been running for about 10 minutes. Nice and warm. I took the extra trays out just so they'll stay clean. I use the center racks. That's where the fans are in this, so it'll help dehydrate it faster. And I skipped the gap so air can circulate a little bit better. Dehydrator tray back on and in place. I set my time for 2 hours. Probably going to be, might be a little bit longer than 2 hours, but we'll come back and check it as time goes on, and we'll know as we get closer to the doneness how long it's going to take, but it's probably not going to take much more than 2 hours. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half. We're going to check in. Remember we put the thinner ones to the front. Always go by feel. They're starting to come along. The thin ones are actually starting to get done. But you can see I can still push in on it, and it's real soft. We don't want it hard, but we don't want it that soft. What we're looking for when we tear it, we're looking for that white filament that's starting to form. Once we see that, we know we're well on our way. So like I said, we've been about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So we'll check back in a bit. Okay, we're at about 2 hours. This is where the fun starts. We'll find those thinner pieces. You can see it's starting to tear. This is where we get to taste it and see how good it is. And you'll learn from squeezing it, pushing on it, tearing it, when it gets to your desired consistency and taste. You don't want it to dry out, but you don't want it to be undercooked. You can see the white fibers in there, and it's tearing. These are with the grain, so they tear a long ways. Across the grain would tear in smaller pieces. So, what we do, gallon bag, we'll start taking the pieces that we think are getting done, the thin ones. And we'll put them, see that's across the grain, how it tears that way. That piece part is just about perfect. And that one's done. That's a big fat piece on the end. So, delicious. Okay, somewhere along the lines our battery died, so I'm not sure where it left off at. But we're about 2.5 hours into this. We pulled jerky out, put it into the gallon Ziploc bag. So this will allow all the jerky to come to and equal moisture content. So we're getting pretty close on this. When you start tearing apart and you see these white fibers, you know you're getting done. Just as long as it's not wet on the inside, and you're okay to try some of this anytime. That can cook a little bit more, but you can see the white fibers in there. Not much more. You can go ahead and sample it. That's the fun part. You can kind of push on it. I'll move these down. Heck, buy that one. So that one's still pretty thick. As you can see, that's got a ways to go. That one's about perfect. So it just tears. That's perfect. Now don't be afraid. You don't want them to get hard. It really won't be too underdone. You'll know it. That one's just, this one you can see is like real soft. Almost squeeze the juice out of it, so that's got to go longer. Same with that one. That one's perfect. Same with that one. I will put those into the bag. I apologize about the light. My lamp broke last night, right after we did the other video. That's good. That's got to stay a little bit longer. That one's good. That's got to go. That's in there. So we got those pieces there that probably have another 15 minutes. And they'll be fine. Thing is just sample it. When it gets to your liking, then take it out. Like I said, if it's not completely dry, just keep it in the fridge. It'll be fine. The cure will protect it for probably 2-3 weeks if it's really lean and moist. Like I said, you don't want it dry and brittle where it breaks and it's real tough. And just trial and error, and just you'll find what works best for you. So I hope this has been a help.